What inspired you to complete a master's degree?
Um, well, I think I belong to a generation that is aware of the competitive landscape of the labor market and the importance of graduate education to be able to succeed in our professional careers. So once I graduated from college and after working for a few years in the public sector, I kind of confirmed that hypothesis. I realized that a graduate degree was essential to develop the skills that I needed to help me pursue new opportunities and achieve my career goals. So I've always been interested in being able to contribute with to society through my work and to look for solutions to social problems. So that's why I decided to pursue a master's degree in public policy.
Okay. And then the next question, what was your experience like at UC San Diego, and what were kind of like the main challenges you faced?
Well, it was a fascinating experience in many ways. I mean, it was a whole revolution for me at the academic level and also at a personal level, like moving to a different country and adjusting to a new life was challenging. However, having the opportunity to study at UC San Diego's beautiful campus, which is right by the beach, was amazing. Although I didn't have a lot of time to go to the beach because graduate school is pretty demanding. But I mean, academic wise, it was awesome to access a top-notch research university and be able to learn from renowned faculty. Um, However, yeah, it was indeed very challenging. The program was very like super fast-paced and very quantitative focused. So I had to work hard to get up to speed and be able to work on multiple projects and assignments at the same time while meeting very tight deadlines. And I also had to put in effort to bring my analytical and writing skills to the level required to succeed in the program.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what would you recommend to someone who is about to start a graduate degree abroad?
Well, I would recommend taking advantage of the resources that the university has to offer. I mean, besides focusing on the academic performance, I think it is also important to participate in student clubs or networking events or any internship opportunities available at the university. In my case, I did 2 internships during my program and was part of the board of one of the student clubs. And these opportunities really helped me to have an outlet to apply what I was learning in the program and to expand my network.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would also recommend taking advantage of the opportunity to learn from classmates. Graduate programs, especially in North American universities, attract students from all over the world with all sorts of backgrounds and experiences. So it is very interesting to listen to their perspectives, to hear different stories and learn from them. And
Mm-hmm.
and I think this sounds very cliche, but I recommend fully immersing yourself in the experience and letting yourself enjoy it as much as possible because it also goes by pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So what would you say, how would you say this experience impacted your life now?
Well, it was definitely a life-changing experience for me. Graduate school gave me a completely different perspective and provided me with the tools to turn knowledge into action.
Mhm.
I got hands-on experience working with international organizations in Geneva and Washington, D.C. as part of my program, which opened new doors for me. And I wouldn't have been able to continue with my professional career working in the US without pursuing a graduate degree.
Yeah, okay. And so how did pursuing your graduate degree from a top school have a significance on your life, I guess? Kind of just like branch off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, having a master's degree from one of the top 10 public universities in the US is such a privilege.
Mhm.
That makes me feel really proud. And it is particularly important for me as a Mexican who wants to pursue professional opportunities internationally. I feel more prepared now to pursue my career goals.
Mhm. Okay. So I guess if you got that experience somewhere else, would you say that you wouldn't feel as prepared, I guess? Or
Uh, I mean, I feel like just the fact that I kind of like took a new challenge and pursue graduate education. I think it's like it's not only the place. I think it was the place that was the right place for me to be.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I feel like every person has probably just a different place. But just the fact that I pursue this new project in my life was what made it worth it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you approach your job search in the United States then after your graduate degree?
Uh, well, job searching was after graduation was definitely challenging, especially with all the immigration related factors inherent to international students.
Mhm.
However, I did my best to stay focused and persistent and always keeping in mind my career goals and what I had to offer to potential employers. And I relied enormously on my university network, including classmates, um, alumni, faculty, and the career services team to
Mhm.
find job opportunities and get advice to succeed at job interviews.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any advice for any other candidates wanting to stay in the country after school, like in that country that they studied in?
Yeah, well, I think that my piece of advice for any international student who wants to get a job in the US or like abroad whenever they
Mhm.
study after graduation is to build a strong network and actively reach out to people to gather as much information as possible regarding their professional experiences. In
Yeah.
my case, for instance, informational interviews were crucial in my job hunt.
Mhm.
You know, like I had informational interviews with alumni and various professionals in the field of my interest. And that really
Mhm.
helped me to know more about the industry and the skills required, and also to practice my interviewing skills.
Yeah. Okay. And then I guess just to kind of like segue into what you do now. So what is your current job about?
So I work for a market research firm in
Mhm.
the education division. I work with higher education and K to 12 institutions to help them improve their processes and programs to achieve their strategic goals.
Mhm.
And in my role, I actually apply a lot of the skills that I developed during grad school.
Mhm.
I do a lot of research. I synthesize and analyze data to be able to provide thoughtful insights and actionable recommendations for our clients.
Okay. So what's the impact that you're having through your role in your organization?
Well, working in this sector has been particularly interesting during the COVID-19
Mhm.
pandemic. Um,
Yeah.
Many of the projects I collaborate with aim to support education institutions' efforts to adjust their systems to be able to continue providing education services during these challenging times.
Yeah. So I guess you could say you're having a pretty big impact then.
I hope, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is sometimes nice to hear from clients like, oh, this was a very nice project. This was really helpful. And
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. And then final question, I believe. Yeah. Would you encourage and motivate others to follow a similar path, like study abroad, do grad school?
yeah, I definitely recommend pursuing a graduate degree, and I strongly encourage Latin American students and young professionals to pursue a graduate degree abroad.
Yeah. So what would you recommend to them specifically? Like any advice?
Well, for those interested in taking the path of graduate school abroad, I would recommend that they gather as much information as possible and allocate sufficient time to prepare their applications,
Mhm.
thoughtfully researching and exploring each option.
Yeah.
I think that taking enough time to prepare their applications will help them ensure they are strong candidates.
Mhm.
And I would also suggest that they only apply to those institutions that truly match their interests and aspirations.
Yeah.
Because, this way they can ensure that they match with that institution that is the right fit for them.
Yeah. Exactly.